Hello everyone, this is Mohan Raghavan. Today we are going to see structs inside the Go language. Structs means actually the structures inside the Go language. So what is structs and how it will be useful inside the Go language, that we are going to discuss in this video. The general definition about the struct is the collection of fields, simple as it is. So we don't need to worry about the detailed definition. It will be the very simple definition about the struct, which is nothing but a collection of fields. Already we have seen the different data types available inside the Go language, and we have seen the arrays and slices. But in this video, you are going to use all the predefined data types, or either you can use your predefined data types or you can use your user defined data types. So user defined data types means again, it can be a struct as well. So we'll go with code snippet and we will see how it works. And before that, we are going to use today the playground.org, which is nothing but if you don't have any IDE or just say you want to execute some code snippet of your Go language, directly you can come to the playground online editor. You can just copy paste or you can type it here and you can run it and see the output. Here you can see the output and program exited. Okay, let's go into the code snippet. The first statement, as usual, it is a package main. So that means that this entire code comes under the package called main. Then after we have the import statement fmt just for use the printing statement and reflect to get the type of the any variable. So for that we are going to use these modules or the let's say libraries fmt and reflect. Then we will see only the two structs. The struct name is citizen and we need to have the syntax as type in front of the variable name. Earlier we used to type the variable name and the type, but however here we are going to create the struct. So the general syntax will be type and the name of the struct and the keyword struct. Then we will be having the list of fields or the collection of fields beside the body. Here you can see the name, which is type of string, and age, which is type of integer. So this is the example of the structure which has the predefined data types, which is nothing but your string and integer. There is also possibility that you can have the structure with predefined data structure or the struct itself. For example, already we have created the struct called citizen. Even you can create the variable called work with the type of citizen. Here the citizen is the type which is defined by the user, not by the system. System defined data types can be like integer, float, and we have the different things, string, float, float 32, float 64, lots of things, right? But here we are going to use the predefined struct as the data type. Now this is a simple understanding about the structure. Now we are going to just how to use the struct variable or how to create the variable, the type which is defined by us, which is nothing but citizen or employee. So we are going to go each and everything. So first we will understand this one. So till this point, I will copy to the playground so that you will have only the part which we are going to discuss. Now here you can see import statement and the two types of struct we have created. Till now we have defined only the type of the struct, we have not used anything. In order to use that, we are going to have the function main, which will be executed automatically. So let's copy this code and we will understand each and every line from there. Here you can see the first line, creating variable using the struct has default values. Let's say I have the struct name called citizen. So I'm going to create the variable called name. So where name is Ram and the citizen, it is type of citizen struct. When I try to print this one, it will be giving the default values, whatever the values you have inside your struct. In our instance, we have the name and age, which is nothing but string and integer respectively. String will have the spaces or the, let's say, empty place, and integer will have the 0. If we execute first time, it will be showing the print statement as spaces and the 0. Let's say I can add the values later stage by using the, let's say, dot notation. For example, the variable name is ram dot, and what are the arguments or what are the data types we have inside your citizen struct, which is nothing but name and age. So ram dot name is equal to Ram Kumar, ram dot age is equal to 33. Then if you print the ram object, or let's say ram variable, then it will show the respective struct. Let's run this and see. Here used, not used to reflect. So Go is strictly about the import statement. So it will not allow any import statement which you have not used at all. So since I have not used the reflect, it is telling like you have not used to, you need to remove that one, or you need to use the reflect module anywhere. Okay, I have commented that. So let's run this and see. Here you can see initially it has spaces and the 0 value, default values for the the variables or the data types available inside your struct. After you assign the values, it is showing the struct with the braces, name and the age. So this way you can create your struct initially, then you can assign the values in later stage. So next one, we are going to create the struct with values in the starting itself. Let's see how it goes. Creating variable using struct with values. So that means that David, and I am using the shorthand notation. So this is a variable named David and it is type of citizen. Since I am creating the citizen struct, then it should have the braces. Then what are the values we have? Name, colon, and the value for that, and age, colon, and the value for that. Then I am closing the struct by using the braces. So this way I am creating the citizen struct and I am printing the David. Now let's see how it goes. Here you have created the struct and struct has the David and Bill 28. Sorry, David Bill is the full name and 28 is the age. So you have defined the values for the name and age respectively for the citizen struct. So now the David is the type of citizen struct and it has the values name and age. Now let's go to the next level. Here as usual, we are creating the Rahim variable name, shorthand notation. Then I am creating the, let's say, struct of the citizen, but here you are going to create the struct by using the new keyword. So now you have created the struct for the citizen type and you have assigned to the Rahim variable, and Rahim.name and Rahim.age you are assigning the values to Rahim variable. Then you are printing. But however, till now we are creating so many struct, let's say the type of variables, values, but we have not seen what is the type for that. For example, we have created so many variables, the type of struct. So if you want to see the value for the, let's say the type of the variable, we will be using the reflect module. In that case, you will import the reflect module and reflect.type of whichever the variable you want to see the type, you will pass that variable name here. Let's execute and see. Here you can see whenever you use the new keyword while creating the struct, it will be creating the pointer to the particular variable. So that means that Rahim will be acting like a pointer. Then you can create the struct here. Then this pointer will be having the Rahim, the actually struct location. For that location, you are adding the name and age and you are printing the Rahim. Since it is the address, so it will be just prefixed with the ampersand symbol. Whenever you use the ampersand symbol, you know that that is the, let's say, address location. And you have the address location for this struct, which has the value of Rahim boy and 39. And when you print the type of the Rahim, it is the pointer. So whenever you have the pointer, it will be having the prefix of star symbol, the asterisk symbol. So this is the pointer for the main dot citizen. So that means that main package inside you have the struct. For that you have created one value for that variable or that struct that has some value, let's say memory location. For that memory location, you have the pointer. So simple words, this pointer will have the address location of your Rahim struct. Okay, now we'll go to the next level. So just replace the code. Here creating the pointer for struct and accessing without dereference and with the dereference, both in same in case of struct. So what do you mean by creating the pointer? Let's say for every variable, you can just access with variable or you can create the pointer for that. So pointer in the sense, it will be having the, let's say address location of the particular variable's value, right? So in case of normal timings, if you are just working with variable, then it will be the copy. But in case of you are directly accessing with the pointer, then you are having the address location. So you will be editing the actual value for that. But when you want to dereference, let's say you have the pointer, you want to get the value which is available in that memory location, then you will be doing the dereference by using the asterisk symbol in front of that, right? So for example, let's say I am creating the address. Let's say I'm creating the citizen Vivek Gupta and 33. This is the struct I'm creating, but I'm getting the address for that by using the ampersand symbol. Then I am pointing to the Gupta. So that means that Gupta is now having the address location of the citizen struct, right? Whenever you have the memory location inside the variable, that variable will be called as a pointer. So now Gupta will be acting like a pointer. Then if you try to print the Gupta, what it is coming, let's see. Okay, I will comment the reflect module for the same reason that we discussed some time back. Let's execute. You can see here. So this is the address location of the struct which has the values Vivek Gupta and 33. And you have the address location. By seeing this ampersand symbol, you can understand this is holding the address of the some struct, right? So this is the understanding about using the, let's say, struct variable with the address reference. I have missed some more part. Let's see this part as well. So in this, what I'm trying to do is, let's say Gupta.name. So now you know that Gupta has a pointer, or let's say Gupta itself a pointer to the memory location of the struct, which is type of citizen. When I use the pointer.name, I'm just trying to change the value for the name. And after that, I'm going to dereference. So that means that I know that in the Gupta pointer, if I dereference, it will be directly pointing to the struct itself. So I'm just going to dereference and I'm going to change the age. Whenever you want to just make some changes for the address reference, it will not reflect actually at the value. But in case of structs, either you can go with the pointer or you can go with the direct value by dereferencing. Both the way it will work in the same way, so that you will be having the changes. So that means that whenever you have the struct, you can update the values of the struct by using the struct itself, or you can use the pointer to the struct also. Let's execute and confirm that point. Here you can see clearly, initially I created the value with Vivek Gupta and 33. Then after I'm using the pointer to update the name and dereferenced. Then after I'm using the value directly, I'm using the struct to update the age. Both the values has been updated. There is no changes in that. So in that case, there is no difference between using the pointer to the struct or pointer, the struct itself. So now we are going to see the very interesting topic. So let's see this. Okay, fine. So we have seen, however, there is a difference when we have the assignment with struct and the point of struct. Actually, not point, it's a pointer of struct. So we have decided that, let's say we have understood actually, whenever you have the pointer to the struct or the struct itself, you can just update the values using both. It will not have any difference. But when you have the assignments operator, or when you are doing some assignments to the other variable, that time it matters. So what does it mean actually? Let's see here. So I will just make some more place. So Ram is a variable name, and it is having the variable, actually it is having the struct, which is type of citizen, and I am providing the values there itself, name and age, which is nothing but Ram Kumar, and age is 28. And I am just printing the Ram directly there. So before assignment, I'm printing the Ram. Okay, fine. I should be seeing the citizen struct, which is having Ram Kumar and age as 28. Right, you will be seeing only the values. You will not see the, let's say, types, or the, let's say, the name and age values. Then after, I am creating one more variable, alien1 and alien2. I am just assigning the, let's say, ram to the alien1. It is just creating a copy of the ram struct, and it will be assigned to the alien1. And alien2, I am passing the address of the ram struct. So that means already you have the struct which the variable name as ram, and I'm passing the name itself. So it will be copy the value of the ram struct. Whereas here I am passing the address of the ram. So it will be sharing the same memory location of the ram struct. So this is what we are going to understand in this. Then after, let's see. Then after assigning the, let's say, the values, the alien1 and alien2, both will be having the same like ram struct, which is nothing but Ram Kumar and age is 28. We will confirm by printing these two lines. Then after I'm making some changes into the alien1, which is nothing but I'm changing the name to the humanoid robo for the alien1, and alien2 I'm changing the 999 as the age, which is not at all possible for the human beings. But what happens is, whenever you make the alien1 changes, which has got the value from the ROM, but as a copy, because we have not mentioned the address location. So there is no changes inside your ROM. But whenever you are making to the alien2.h, so that means that you are just changing the same address location where the ROM struct available. So that means that when you make the changes to alien2.h, it will be changing the value for the alien2 as well as for the ROM. So that means that you will be having the changes inside the RAM for the age will be like 999. Okay, let's execute and confirm these points. Here you can see before assignment, Ram has the value Ram Kumar and age is 28. So before assignment, I just copied the values and copied the reference. In both the cases, I will be having the Ram Kumar 28 and here I am having the address location of the Ram Kumar 28. So that means that alien 2 having the address. Whenever you have the address, so that means that is the pointer. So alien 2 is actually a pointer. So as you know that even you can access the structs with the pointer also. That's why we are allowed to do changes alien2.age. So that means that you are having the pointer to the struct and you are updating the value. So that's the reason after changing or let's say after assigning the new values to the alien1 name and alien2 age, you will be having alien1, it will be updated as usual because earlier it has only Ramkumar 28. Now only the name got changed. Okay, fine. And if you see the alien2, you updated them, still it is the pointer to the Ramkumar and 999. So that means that here you updated the memory location and it has the values Ramkumar and 999. So the age has been changed for the alien2 and it is at the memory location. And after that, after changing the aliens, both aliens, now if you see the Ram Kumar also got changed the age as 999. So that means that since you have shared the memory location, it's also update the basic or original struct as well. So in simple words, whenever you are sharing the memory location, it will have the impact whenever the reference variable got changed. Whenever you are changing or whenever you are sharing or copying the value, then there will not be any changes. It is just a copying to the another variable. So there will not be any impact whenever the copied variable get changes. Okay, now we will see the next one. So till now we have seen only the struct which has the predefined data types. But however, we have the data type or we have the struct which is having the nested values. Nested value in the sense nothing but you have the, let's say the predefined type integer and you have the user defined struct which is nothing but citizen again. So when you consider only the employee struct, so it has the two variables which is one is which is a citizen type of worker variable and integer type of salary variable. So let's create here. So the variable name is best employee and then shorthanded notation. I am creating the struct for the employee. As you see the employee first type is citizen and the variable name is worker. So that's the reason I am giving the values to the worker and worker as you know that it is type of citizen. So I need to give the value which is type of citizen struct. So that's why I'm creating the citizen struct here by using directly the citizen and the value here. And then after I'm giving the value for the salary 5,000. And next one smart employee. So here I am creating the employee, let's say struct because the smart employee I'm going to assign the employee struct type variable value, right? So employee, then I will be passing the citizen struct. Here I don't mention the variable name because if you know the order and if you know the values, just like SQL statements, you don't need to pass the, let's say variable name colon and then you can directly pass the values in the correct order. So then the citizen struct and then value for the salary. In both the cases, the best employee and the smart employee will be created with the type of struct of employee, right? So let's say, and after that I'm going to print it and let's say what happens. So here you can see smart employee, best employee. So first will the best employee printed everything. Best employee is the type of employee struct. So you can see the struct symbol. Again, inside that you have the first variable again as a struct. So it is a struct inside the struct. So that's why you are seeing the other two braces again. The struct has again string and integer respectively for the inner struct. Then after you have the another variable called salary for the employee struct, you have the value. Let's say I want to access only the citizen struct of the employee struct. So that time what you will do is like smart employee is a variable. Inside the variable, you will have another variable called worker, which is type of citizen. Again, citizen is a predefined struct. So that's why smart employee is the type of employee struct dot worker. So it is the first variable. You are getting only the citizen struct of the second struct, right? So this way you can access the inner structs values as well. So this is all about the struct. In simple, struct is again the collection of fields. It can be having both predefined values or it can be the user defined variables or the values. So when you define, it can be just like a variables. What are the variables you are going to use it? Whenever you want to use it, you need to give the values for that. So whenever you don't give the values, it will be filled with the default values as per the values that you have provided for the different or the type you have provided for the struct. Then as usual, you can create with the new keyword. Whenever you pass the pointer, you can have the changes in both the places, but by using the pointer or by using the struct in both the cases, you can update the values. Then we have seen the nested struct, so we can create the nested struct. And in another point is you don't need to provide the variable name every time when you create the struct, like name and age. If you know the order and the value type correctly, you can directly pass the values as it is. So that also we will see it one more time. So let's go here and copy this code. Let's say I am not giving any name variable. I know that is the name type of string and I know age is the type of integer. I'm directly giving the values and try to print it. Here you go. You got the struct of the citizen type. And you can use the reflect module to see the type of the particular thing. Even if you want to see, let's say reflect dot type of David and we need to enable the import statement because we have disabled for them before error. Let's run this. You don't need to save because it's an online tool. Here you can see this is the type of main citizen. So main citizen is the type of struct. So this is the struct type and having the name citizen. So this way you can see the type and at the same time you can provide the values without the variables inside your struct. So this is all about struct. So thanks for watching and have a great day.